Good morning everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Now you join us back on the farm. It's 6 o'clock this morning. I'm just going to head off to go check some young stock. I'll bring you along with me and catch you up with what's been happening here on the farm. Locked and loaded, let's go. Now, before we head off to go check the young stock, there is one thing here that has changed. As you'll be able to notice, there is no front to our dairy at the minute. We are currently awaiting a new milk tank. So due to the expansion with a new shed and obviously an extra robot being able to milk more cows, we are now filling our milk tank and we are on everyday collection at the minute. Now this milk tank is a 12,000 litre tank. We have put 12,800 in there before, but we are now filling it up. So yeah, we're currently awaiting a 20,000 litre tank to arrive. It was meant to be here by now, but they haven't got around to taking it out of the previous farm where it's coming out of. This milk tank will be for sale, so if you're after one, drop me a comment and I'll get back to you. Now another thing that's happened since my last video, we have ended up doing second cut. As you can see here, it is growing back slowly. We've had pretty awful weather since cutting silage again. To be fair, it's been a pretty weird growing season all year so far, considering we're in June, grey clouds, rain, and that is literally all it has been so far this year. We had a heat wave there when we done silage, with temperatures getting up to around 30 degrees Celsius and even hotter on some days. We cut silage during that heat wave, so it meant that we didn't need to ted the grass and it dried naturally coming out the back of the mower and made a really nice silage sample. So yeah, as you can see, the grass is growing back. It's all had slurry and fertiliser, so probably be 5 weeks till we end up cutting again, which will then obviously be third cut. But unfortunately I didn't get any video footage of second cut. If you drive a Fendt, you'll know that the solenoids on the back are an absolute pain. Now unfortunately it was bank holiday Monday when we cut silage and I ended up losing my 1000 PTO on the back of the tractor. So that meant to a lovely call out to the local Fendt dealer so they could drop me one outside. I've now got two, so I've got one spare, so hopefully that won't happen again. Also, where we're going to check the stock is where the maize is, so we'll give you a little maize update, see what that's looking like. It's not overly special, but we'll have a little talk about it and go from there. Right, so you join me now out in the maize field. So this crop of maize would be the first crop of maize we have ever grown within 10 years. Now, we've never grown maize up now where we're farming. We always used to grow maize every year back on the old farm, but I was only little back then and obviously had no involvement in the farm, whereas now I'm here 24/7. So yeah, this is the first crop of maize that we've grown where we're farming now. Now, as you can see, lovely rows, and if you can't tell, it has been planted with section control. There's no overseeding where this last row is. All the seeds are kept behind that one, which with technology and these new tractors, very, very clever. So yeah, we've had a really good taking of the seeds. They've all grown really nice, but as per with the weather, it's really struggling with the amount of rain we're having and also the lack of heat now. So yeah, it is currently the 11th of June and it is 10 degrees. It has been this sort of weather now for the past 3 weeks. The maize took nearly 2 weeks to come out of the ground, and after it was planted it suddenly went cold again, and 2 weeks to come out of the ground it was still cold, and then we had the bit of that heat wave and the maize nicely come out of the ground. It was looking a picture, and then all of a sudden the heat wave disappeared and we come back to this nasty, cloudy, crappy weather with no sun. And obviously maize loves heat. It's had a fair drinking of rain, so it's not lacking on that front. It's definitely got cold stress, and yeah, hopefully we're going to have another bit of a heat spell here at the end of the week. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow the heat snaps when I come back in again, and I'm sure the maize will be loving it again. But yeah, for now it's looking a bit sick. Definitely needs the weather on its side, but it's established, and as soon as that sun arrives, hopefully it should take off. I think there's about 23 acres over here, so yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens with it. but for now we can't do any more than what we have with it. So yeah, it's definitely the first year we're growing maize. It might be the last year we end up growing maize, but hopefully the weather will finally come on our side and we will be away. Now, as you might be able to notice here, we have a lovely clump of maize plants. Now, we are right in the gateway where it's going to be the most compact and the stoniest of soils. Now the maize plants in these groups seems to be growing really well and looking really healthy. Now, what I'd put it down to and what we've put it down to is that because the maize plants are in this cover of other plants, they're able to stay a lot more warmer and not affected by the wind, rain and the cold quite as much as what the other plants are out in the middle of the field. Now, it's quite interesting to see that. Like I say, they're looking really healthy. Maybe not really healthy, but healthier than the rest of the field. They got greener leaves, and as you can see here, the maize plants in between are looking sicker than the ones in the group. Now, this is really interesting, but yeah, I'm no agronomist, so don't expect nothing magic out of me to tell you what's going on, but I just thought that is quite interesting to see what the difference is compared to the rest of the field. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the maize, keep you updated with what's going on. Here's the ladies running up for their breakfast. Lovely linebacker in the middle there leading the way. But yeah, change these from that field over there in the hills into here, a bit more grass, give the other field a bit of a break. And yeah, it's starting to look really nice, to be fair. So just like that, it's another group fed. 50 kilos of nuts chucked down for these. And yeah, looking nice. Right, welcome back. Now, a couple of days later, blue sky has arrived again, but surprise, we are moving Slurry again. We're taking it out of the new shed that we built there in last winter, just moving it up to the big lagoon, and yeah, getting it ready for when third cut comes off. It's been a minute or two since you've seen me suck out of this pit, and I think the last time you did, I was probably wearing waterproofs. So yeah, we're still getting on really well with the collector at the minute. As you might be able to notice, the passageway here behind me is a bit dirty. Now, that is because the collector still hasn't gone this morning due to the fact that there'd have been a lot of cows here in this passageway because it wasn't that long ago that we fed up. But whilst we're up here by the robots, this cow here at the minute is averaging 71 kilos of milk a day. She is an absolute machine. Collector's still going, doing a really good job still. We have installed the water, so that is now running with the water sprayers on the front and rear. Now, originally we didn't have the water connected to it, and yeah, transformed the shed since adding the water to the machine. It's definitely made the passages a hell of a lot less slippy, because that is one problem we was dealing with, especially this time of year with the heat and a bit of wind as well, was really drying out the passageways in the shed. But yeah, absolute game changer. Yeah, we'll fill up with this load, and then when I come back down from the next load, we'll show you the new Clash tractor that we acquired 3 weeks ago. I have to take the jumper off. Absolutely roasting. It's not, but because we've been used to cold the last month, having a bit of heat soon takes hold of you, so yeah, jumpers come off. Right, let's go. Get the pump going on the tanker, and we can just watch on the camera and see the slurry come out. Absolutely brilliant. whilst that tank is emptying quickly, we'll just go take a look at the silage pit from first and second cut. So this pit is now what we'd class as full. We could put a bit more in here if we had to, but we're probably not going to bother taking the sheet back off. But yeah, this is the bigger pit out of the two, or was the bigger pit out of the two. And not quite tire to tire, but I can guarantee there'll be very little waste on that when we come to feed it. Two sheets on top of each other, so on this silage pit there's 4 sheets. I think the join is about here where this double row of tyres is. And yeah, we don't bother with any of these oxygen barriers, we don't bother with any additive. They always say the best additive you can use is diesel, obviously not chucking it on the silage pit, but in terms of making sure that silage pit is rolled properly and consolidated in the pit nicely, nice and tight, get all the air out, and you shouldn't have any problems. It'll be interesting to see what this silage is like once we open it up and analyse it. Right, so here is one of the surprises. Now Monday we got concrete going in here, but this is the new to us tractor. It's a 2013 class Arion 650. Nothing fancy about it, just your bog standard tractor, but front linkage as you would have seen, front suspension, cab suspension, 3 spools, and like I think I've said, your hexa shift gearbox. So yeah, it's no show pony by any means, and it's not going to be. It's just a bog standard workhorse, and hopefully a tractor that we can rely on and get good use out of. But yeah, here it is. We've used it out in silage on our own and on other people's, and it's performed really well. Trelleborg tyres on it all round with decent enough tread. It has got the Carrero front axle with the 1,000,001 grease nipples, so we'll need to keep an eye on them, make sure they're greased up all the time. But yeah, so far been a really good tractor and we're really enjoying it. So yeah, that'll be it for today's video. Sorry about my absence, I will be back. It's just been, like I say, really busy, and last thing I've been thinking of doing is catching it on film. But yeah, if you have made it this far in the video, I'd like to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe, and until next time, thank you.